And 5 minutes before my interview, I couldn't log into the webinar. So the whole system just crashed. So I did my interview on my phone.
My Wi-Fi at home is actually quite bad, so I had a lot of quite a bit of stress about how that would pan out. I remember, like, telling my whole family to, make sure you're not on the Wi-Fi.
Apparently my mum had been coming up the stairs conveniently coming past my room just to listen in a bit.
It was a little bit strange just kind of talking to a screen and kind of knowing that everything's kind of depending on it.
My Wi-Fi at home is actually quite bad, so I had a lot of quite a bit of stress about how that would pan out. I remember, like, telling my whole family to, make sure you're not on the Wi-Fi. Still had some technical difficulties, so that was a bit like stressful. But I think the online experience was quite good. Being able to have the setting and like doing it in your own space. Like, I just did mine in my bedroom, at my desk upstairs, and I felt like a lot more comfortable.
Apparently my mum had been coming up the stairs conveniently coming past my room just to listen in a bit. Maybe it did help to get me a bit more relaxed. It definitely helped when they asked whether I was reading a book, and it happened to just be like next to me, because my bookshelf was next to me, and I could just say, yes, I'm reading this, with a handy prop.
So I chose to do my interview at sixth form because I knew I wouldn't focus as much at home. So I got the whole setup from the college. I got the laptop and the Wi-Fi and everything. And 5 minutes before my interview, I couldn't log into the webinar. So the whole system just crashed. So I did my interview on my phone. And then they presented me a diagram. So I was just like looking on my phone, not very clearly seeing the diagram, but it was still fine. They were very understandable. And I only had one interview as well. So that was the only chance I could really present myself. So I tried to not stress as much with the technical problems, and just, as I said, did my best and showed my thought processes, which is all that matters. And I got in.
I did it at home. So I just kind of made sure it was quiet and like made sure all of like my family and stuff were kind of in other rooms and the internet was working. It was a little bit strange just kind of talking to a screen and kind of knowing that everything's kind of depending on it.
I got really like paranoid halfway through. I was like, oh, they're gonna get annoyed at me because they can't, like, I keep asking them to repeat what they're saying. But no, they are genuinely nice people who want you to do well. I had two students like 10 minutes prior to my interview kind of make sure everything's okay, that I got the pre-reading, and they were really useful in terms of like like calming my nerves. So I've like applied to do it myself because I realize like how important it is for people and how beneficial it is to have someone good to talk to.
The person who was like helping me do the tech check and everything was like really lovely, and she helped me to like get quite calm and relaxed. And
so I was quite worried about whether it wouldn't like go as well, or if I wouldn't be able to kind of communicate in the same way as I would have done if it was in person. But it was fine in that respect. Like, it was okay.
They're not going to penalize you for something that you have absolutely no control over. So I think it's just a case of just kind of like waiting for the connection to work, the technical difficulties to sort themselves out, and just just focusing on really getting across like why you want to study your subject and why you want to go to this university. It literally has no significance whether your technology works or not, because if there are like severe problems, they will be able to work around it and make sure that you get as fair of an opportunity as you can.
If it ever happens to you, email the college straight away, and they will respond to your message in 2 minutes. They are expecting those kind of messages.
So just kind of be calm, make sure you kind of explain your ideas and kind of treat it like any other conversation.